You are now in with the Raspy Voice Kids. Once again, I am Brandon Phoenix, a.k.a. I Also Hate Pitt, and I'm joined, as always, by my little brother, co-partner, co-sponsor, Jeremy J. N. Fiend Phoenix. We're brought to you today by Shrinkables.
Shrinkables!
And Sandwich U, located on 461 High Street in Morgantown, king of the fat sandwich. And I want to
wait. We got another one. Hit him with it.
We got a brand new partner, somebody we're very excited about. That is Swilled Dog, a West Virginia company located in Franklin, West Virginia. They make the world's best hard cider. And so the Raspy Voice Kids, from now on, will encourage you to get swilled. Responsibly, of course. Now, while we got the sponsors in there, while we introduce ourselves, we would like to introduce you to Chad Ricardo. Chad Ricardo is an affiliate with the U.S. Army All-American Games. He also represents FBU, and even, probably I would say just as important, if not more important, he is the creator, the founder, the spokesperson for the Ricardo Report. He is the voice of the youth, particularly of youth football. Chad, thank you for joining the Raspy Voice Kids.
Bro, I am so excited to be here. I mean, I'm sitting back. I'm looking at you all stage. I'm looking at you all setting. I'm looking at what you all are doing. I'm looking at the number of Facebook fans that you all got. You got me 25-1 on that. Thank you all so very much for even having me and allowing me to be a part of this show.
Well, we're big fans of yours. Like, the thing that I love about you is that you're one of those people who is genuine and sincere. When I was introduced to you by none other than Herd Hater, he told me,
I'm wearing in homage, paying homage to our mutual friend here, Cisco out there, the Cisco family, and I ain't talking Drew Hill. We got the Key Player Nation shirt on right now for the.
Honey bees love me.
That's right,
Cisco. Anyway, the thing he said immediately is you're genuine and you're sincere. The moment I watched the Ricardo Report, I saw it. You're real. And one of the things that you're always real about is exactly how young men should comport themselves when they're trying to improve their life.
Did you just say comport? That's an SAT word?
That's an SAT word, man.
Stephen A. Smith. He dropped the Stephen A. Smith on us, all right? It was early.
Hey, I'm trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Right.
But what, so the thing I want to know is when you look at kids, because you're always with these recruits, you're at these camps, you're seeing the best of the best. What is it that separates those who are successful from those who are not?
You know what, man? I think that first and foremost for me, I don't ever see these young men as recruits. I don't ever see them as football players. I see them as student athletes. I see them as young men. I'm someone. I'm the not to give you all of my family history, but I'm the youngest of four. I've got three older sisters. So my entire life, ever since I was 6 years old, I've had nieces and nephews. So I always understood the responsibility that I had to the youth, to the people that were coming after me, especially to my nephews. So I see these young men in the same way that I see them. So when I look at a young man and I look at a young man who understands how to carry themselves, I see a young man who understands how to speak properly, and anything that I can do to help assist with interviewing skills, to help assist with bridging that gap between being a teenager, where these young men are, to being able to speak to adults, which is ultimately, I don't care who you're talking to, whether it's a coach, a principal, etc. That ability is what's going to take you so much further than the football field, because, I mean, you all know at one point, whether it's at 35 or whether it's at 19, the football is going to come to an end, and you got to be able to transition into life.
Amen.
Yeah, I agree totally. And one of the things to go along with what you're saying that I've heard you say, that I've seen you say on a regular basis, is that it's student athletes.
Student athlete, bro. Student athlete. That, again, that means the world to me. Coming up, you know, I mean, I played football. I probably should have been on this side of the coin the whole time because I wasn't that good. But, you know, coming up, I saw so many guys on my own personal high school team who were far more talented than me, who didn't have the grades. They didn't have the ability to move themselves forward in life, and that football couldn't even get them to the next level. They couldn't even get to college with that. So they weren't able to get out of the situations. It'd be cliche if I said the hood, but they weren't able to get out of the situations that we were in because they didn't have the life skills, the skills that they had pertain strictly to that football.
So where did you get those skills from?
Oh, man, bro, I've got, like I said, youngest of 4. So my sisters, all 3 of my sisters were absolutely fantastic. But, bro, I am someone who is blessed to have had a great mother and father. I'm talking about a great mother and father. My father he was in the military. He's 20 years in the military, then 20 years in a hospital. My mother, she's a nurse as well. So my father taught me how to be a man. My mother gave me all the love that I ever could have asked for, probably a little bit more than I needed. I was soft for a little bit, but yeah, man,
but you've been in the gym. You ain't soft no more. You ain't soft no more.
I've been in the gym now, but yeah.
So don't try him. If you see him on the street, don't try him.
Don't let the smooth taste fool you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Right.
But you're from Baltimore, right?
No, sir, bro. No, sir. I live in the D.C. area now, but
okay.
I'm a VA boy. I know you all are Western VA boys.
Western VA boys.
There we go. There we go. I'm from the 757, bro. We were speaking off air about Michael Vick. I'm from Hampton, Virginia. Mike Vick's from Newport News. Allen Iverson. I went to Iverson's high school, Bethel High School. Okay,
yeah. Not far behind him either.
No, well,
I mean, not far.
Chuck was there probably about 5 years before me.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
not that far.
No.
Okay. All right.
But there's a lot of talent out of that area, right? Lawrence Taylor's from down there, right?
Lawrence Taylor's from North Carolina, but
North Carolina.
Keep it rolling.
Well, no, I knew he went. I knew he played at North Carolina. For some reason, I thought he was from Virginia. My bad.
But real quick. I remember I had this dude who was down from that area, actually, and he was talking about the greatest quarterbacks he'd ever seen come from that area. Sure. And he said, "Do you know who the greatest?" He didn't say Michael Vick.
Come on, Ronald Curry, bro.
Oh, he said the best quarterback. Not Ron Curry.
He said the best quarterback I ever seen from that area was Allen Iverson.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That's what he said. Okay.
I do remember Ronald Curry though. He was dope.
Ronald Curry was special, bro.
He was.
Ronald Curry, and we'll speak to Chuck because obviously that's a far better. But Ronald Curry was the parade player of the year in basketball and football in the same year. That's really hard to do.
Yeah.
Bro. And he kicked out. I don't know if we can say the A word on it, but he kicked our tail every year. But yes, Allen Iverson was phenomenal on the football field as well. It's a shame a lot of people don't realize Allen Iverson unfortunately did not graduate from Bethel because he had the incident at the bowling alley.
Oh wow, yeah.
Which ended up imprisoning him. Doug Wilder pardoned him after he spent time, which, that's a whole nother discussion in and of itself. But he spent time in prison, and then he ended up going to a prep school to graduate.
Yep. And then on to Georgetown, and then on to NBA stardom. Some people say he's possibly the most influential, most important NBA player of all time, including Michael Jordan. I don't know if I would go that far, but it's an interesting social conversation to say that about Allen Iverson.
Yeah, bro, listen, not even I would not even limit that to basketball. I would say that he is arguably the most influential individual in sports of all time. Because we got to look at this, right? So what we're doing right now, right? We look at this and we say that in many ways, Stuart Scott opened these doors for us to do what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
But Allen Iverson is really the person who integrated hip hop with athletics.
Yeah.
Previous to that,
he changed it all. He absolutely changed it all.
Very buttoned up. Allen Iverson came in. He had his cornrows. He had his jerseys. He had his headbands. He had his tattoos. And he said, you know what? I'm not taking it off. This is going to be me. Allen Iverson was the first one to have white kids in the stands embracing our culture,
Yeah, it's true.
And he brought that. He brought it.
So we look at a guy like Allen Iverson. And he said, I am who I am. I'm going to do what I want to do. Now, now, mind you, remember, there were no cornrows. He didn't have the tattoos when he was playing for John Thompson. Right. He was in check. He understood the hierarchy when it came to that, right?
Right.
But at some point, he made the decision that he was going to do what he wanted to do and be who he wanted to be. And on a lot of levels, he was very successful in that decision. Why can't a kid coming out of high school, a touted recruit, a touted student athlete, say, I'm who I am, I'm going to talk how I want to talk, I'm going to dress how I want to dress, I'm going to tweet what I want to tweet? Why can't they do that today?
2 reasons. Number one, because they're probably not half as gifted as Allen Iverson. That's number one. I mean, look, let's be honest. When you have that level of skill, sometimes you write your own rules. But here's the number 2 thing, is that eventually when all you do is write your own rules in life, it catches up to you.
Always.
And although, you know, I just gave credit to, now for everybody out there watching, down in 757, we call him Chuck. Although I just gave Chuck all the credit for everything that he did, Chuck lived a bit of a hard life. And I'm not going to pretend to know the life that he lived, but he lived a bit of a hard life. He had his own struggles. He had his own demons. And so potentially if he had to do it over again, maybe he probably would, but maybe he would consider making some different choices.
And I agree with that. But the thing I'll say to you, Brandon, is we just had Baker Mayfield go number 1. How many antics did he have? Maybe he wasn't on Twitter saying these things, but he's showing up in jerseys and he's flipping off the other team. When you have talent, like Chad said, when you have talent trumps all. That's a real talk. People get in trouble. People do this. People do that. But if you could throw a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, if you could run a 4.3 40, you could get away with a lot of stuff.
And look, again, because now, you know, we got to speak about brands. And it's important to me for anybody out there that's familiar with me and again, that's watching you all. I know this is important to you all as well. It's not my message that just because you're gifted that you should be able to do this, because, again, it will catch up to you. Yes. It will catch up to you eventually, and eventually it will be your downfall. There's something to be said for not just following the rules because they're rules, but for designing your life to be in a certain kind of way, to design yourself to be a good person and to live by the rules because it's the right thing to do. Because doing the right thing, I don't mean to get too, you know, esocentric or nothing, but doing the right thing, bro, it leads to a clean life, man. Really does.
The thing is, like you said, it leads to a downfall. But the other thing is, even if you can recover from whatever it causes, you still have to live with the repercussions of what you cause. You still have to live with the frustrations or possibly the shame of whatever decisions you make, whatever tweets you made, whatever things you said or did when you were living your life by your own rules. And when you get to be 35, 36, 40, 50, you might not look back on those decisions and feel the same way you did at 17, 18, 19.
It follows you. I mean, look at Josh Allen.
Yeah.
You know, look at Josh Allen's tweets. Look at the kid from Villanova's tweets as well. I mean,
DiVincenzo.
There we look. I wasn't going to try with the name, so thank you for breaking it down. But it does. It comes back. It follows you. I mean, we could take this to a whole nother stratosphere with some of the other things, the news that come back to follow you later on. Shout out to Bill Cosby out there, but you know,
hey, that's big. That's big because our brother Mike, nothing would have made him more happy than what happened this week with Mr. Bill Cosby.
Look, Mike had 3 people. Mike had 3 people on his list: OJ, Bill Cosby, and was it R. Kelly?
OJ, Bill Cosby, and Stevie Wonder.
No, it was Stevie Wonder.
R. Kelly made the cut, but he wasn't in the top 3. Now, Chad, the reason we bring that up is our brother Mike passed away about a month ago, a little more than a month ago. But he was one of the most charismatic, one of the funniest people you ever meet. And we had him on for an episode where Stevie Wonder is not blind. And he went in and he talked about Mr. Bill Cosby. And he said that Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, and Stevie Wonder and O.J. Simpson needed to start a members-only club. So that's why we had to interrupt you. I want to apologize for that.
No, bro, I don't mind. Can we talk about Bill?
Nah, get it, man.
Get it. Go ahead. This is the Ricardo report with the raspy voice kids. So give it to us. Give it to us.
You know what? Nope. Not gonna. You know what?
It's good. Hey, listen. Why don't we do this? This is safe. Chad, I got a question for you. Now we see you physically fit. You fit in them suits. You got me motivated. I got to get in the gym.
Let's do it.
However, if you had to pick the best flavored Pop-Tart, which is the best flavored Pop-Tart?
Oh, bro, listen, I love Pop-Tarts. Yeah, look, my lady doesn't let me eat them anymore. I love Pop-Tarts.
She doesn't do what? Let you?
Bro, listen, I am.
You got to get that together, man.
I am a well-trained man, bro. Well-trained.
No, you already told us about your girl before we were on the air, so we got you.
We got you.
There we go. There you go.
Got you.
Shout out to my lady love, Ashley. You know what I mean?
What up, Ashley?
You know what, Ashley? Because again, it's everybody needs positive influence, and I don't know, whether you all are in relationships or not, but my lady helps to keep me on track and making the right decisions and being positive in life, which is the same thing that that our student athletes need, that anybody and everybody else out there needs as well. So that's why I don't mind letting the world know that I'm a kept man.
But back to the Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts, man.
Pop-Tarts. I'm going strawberry.
Boom!
Oh.
Boom!
Oh, come on,
you got to see that
man.
episode. I think that was the first episode with Herd Hater, and I picked strawberry. Jeremy picked brown sugar. We had a debate.
Brown sugar, babe.
I like brown sugar. See, brown
sugar's number 2 for me.
It's like a dessert to me, bro.
A
dessert.
So here's a better question. Okay. This was the real debate. Lion King or Toy Story?
Lion King. Hands down.
I knew he was going to say that.
I do.
Hey, look, Jeremy, we tied today, 1-1.
1-1. I think The Lion King is one of the greatest movies of all time.
Oh, I said that too.
You're talking about all movies, not just animated movies.
All movies.
Oh, my goodness, guys.
All time.
See? He tried to chastise me. for saying that. Thank you, Chad. My dude.
Younger brothers, bro. Younger brothers. We got to stick together.
Look. Jordan's over there shaking his head. I don't know if that's good or bad for me because he's on my side, but Chad, we thank you so much for taking time for us.
No. We're not going to end this. No. I have one question.
Are we done?
Chad, I got one more question. You said you liked the Wonder Years. You also told me you liked Boy Meets World. So I'm going to keep it real.
Okay.
Topanga or Gwendolyn? Excuse me, Winnie Cooper.
Topanga, bro. Like, is that even a question? Like,
that's easy. That's easy.
That's easy. That's real easy.
That one, bro. Topanga. Shout out to my lady Ashley out there.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Ashley. Okay. Don't let her meet Topanga nowhere.
I take Wonder Years over Boy Meets World, but Topanga definitely gets the vote over Gwendolyn. So
yeah, it is, and that's all I'm gonna say. See, look, I don't press. I take Kevin. On the tweet I was about to send right there. You gotta slow it down.
I take Kevin over Corey. I take Topanga over Winnie. That's where I am with that.
I love it.
Hey, hold up. What about best friends though? Sean or Paul?
Sean or Paul?
Sean or Paul? Best friends?
Sean Paul. I'm going Paul. Are you kidding me? That's easy.
I don't even remember Sean and Paul.
Paul's the dude that everybody said grew up to be Marilyn Manson. You don't remember that rumor? That urban legend?
Glasses.
Okay. I remember. Yeah, I got it.
So I go Paul, but yeah. Hey man, I'm not gonna front. Like, this was a lot of fun. This was a lot of fun to have you on. I've seen your work from afar. It's good to finally get to talk to you. I feel like you're the kind of person who's doing big things. You're not just buttoned up doing journalistic things. You're also doing motivational, inspirational things. We look up to that. We respect that. We need more of that, and we're grateful for everything that you bring into the game. Thank you.
I'm here for the kids. I'm here for the student athletes, here for the families, man, because again, this goes way beyond just the football field out there. It really does. I just want to, for anybody that's watching, coming up, we got FBU camp down in Atlanta. I'll be there for that. Also, FBU camp in Northern Virginia, which is a lot closer to you all. That will be on June the 16th and 17th. Come on out there for that. I'll be there also.
Tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me on Twitter at @RealChadRicardo. You can find me on Instagram, Chad_Ricardo. And on Facebook, I'm Chad Ricardo there as well, man.
And you can find the Ricardo Report also on Facebook. Go give that a like. You can find the Ricardo Report also on YouTube. Go check that out. Doing big things. He's not going to stop. Thank you again for being on the Raspy Voice Kids podcast.
If all of you like my Facebook page, then maybe I'll only have 23,000 less likes than Raspy.
Hey, man, we just out here hustling. We out here hustling.
Oh, very much, man.
Every day I'm hustling.
Thank you for listening to the Raspy Voice Kids podcast. We want to give a special shout and thank you to our sponsors, the people who make it happen. 461 High Street is where you can find the king of the fat sandwich. That is Sandwich U. We also want to thank Shrinkables. Shrinkables! And we want to give a special shout and thank you to our newest sponsor, Swilled Dog, which means the Raspy Voice Kids are now encouraging you to get swilled. Responsibly, of course. And if you're looking for us, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, it's Raspy Voice Kids. We also have a special fan group called Raspy Voice Mountaineers. iTunes, Podbean, SoundCloud, YouTube, all of those places, Raspy Voice Kids. Like, subscribe, comment. Please give us a review. We thank you. And don't forget, we also hate Pitt.